to license it.
Buddha bang 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 bang. So what's this? Episode 20.
20.
Jeez.
0.
Episode 20. Please don't cancel me podcast. Today, it's me, Big Jim, in the building.
It's myself, Mr. J Urban, Mr. Regular Schmegular.
Mr. Alcoholic. Man came in here with a full bottle of brandy, ready to get waved.
Yeah.
Alright, this week, no Mr. Cee Premps.
No Puffy.
He's at home. Yeah, me.
Puffy's got COVID.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nah, joking.
He got struck down with the thing. Now, but he's at home, but he'll be back next. What is it? Next episode.
In the next episode. Just have to take a detour today. So yeah.
But yeah, man. How you been this week, Jay?
I've been alright, man. Just been home, chilling really. I was off for the last week, so just come back from that. It's my birthday, obviously, as well.
That was a good night.
Come from that. Yeah, man, it was nice to see everybody there. So yeah, man, that's it really. Just been home, watching Netflix, all the Netflix shows, the new shows and that's dropped on Netflix.
Yeah, you see all of that. You know, don't you feel like some shows don't age very well?
What do you mean? Don't age very well?
Yeah, like they were good at the time.
But when you watch them again, it's like, nah.
All right.
What show are you thinking that does that?
All right. Prime example, Sister. For nostalgic purposes, yes. But the first season, like when they first meet, doesn't it feel extra old?
It is old, though.
Yeah, but don't it feel like mad old when you look back? It's gone past nostalgia. It goes into like, let me fast forward to a couple seasons
I
after.
actually enjoyed the first couple of seasons. I can't lie.
You know what it is? I couldn't fully get into it.
No.
Nah, like, because after a while, it's like you forget everything, then you start watching it, and then it all comes back and you're like, I've seen it.
Yeah,
I forget it.
You know what it is? I think, because what I've realized watching now is that I'm more getting jokes from the adults in it. So like the mum and the dad and that, and their dynamic. I'm more getting jokes from that side of it than the twins and all of them and their little madness that
It's
they
a
do.
bit dry.
You get me? But I think that's just because of our age, isn't it? If we was
Younger,
then we would probably find it more entertaining.
how old were we when Sister came up?
Sister was what? Let's see. I'm gonna say what? 95.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Let's see.
There's no way we were that young when Sister
When
came
it
up.
first dropped, like first
95. I would have been what, 7?
94. 94.
Hold on, 94. No,
It started
94. I was
94.
7. Yeah.
Yeah, it started 94.
All right, cool.
6 seasons, so it ended what? 2000 probably.
All right, so when you look at it, yeah, would you let your son watch it now?
He has been watching it now, to be fair.
Do you not think, yeah, that when we were young, we were innocent, we were mad oblivious to bare things, even the little subtle innuendos and stuff. But our kids are more like, they'll latch onto it a bit more. Be like, what's that? What does that mean? So the innocence, they don't have the same level of innocence as us due to internet and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So what we would have glossed over and not paid attention to, they will
They're
pick up on.
Sitting up on them. What's that?
Yeah.
I mean, I've sat there and I've watched it with my son, and to be fair, I haven't seen him like hear something. I think because there's been bare times I'm watching. I'm like, what are they doing here? Like,
That because
whoa.
you see all when they hit college and that.
See, I ain't got that far yet. We still like in season 4 or season 3. We're still kind of in the
It
middle.
gets a little, it
That's
gets
when, like,
mature.
They meet their boyfriends and is it their husbands or their boyfriends or whatever it is?
I think it's this boyfriends.
Like long proper boyfriends though.
Yeah.
No idiot thing.
But I don't know, Sister for me, it didn't have the same magic. I don't know. Like for me, the nostalgic stuff I would want to watch. Like I started watching Desmond's.
Yes.
Like to me, that was a
That's
big
timeless.
deal. Yeah, that's a big deal. Things like if they brought back the real McCoy.
It's back, isn't it?
What, a new one?
No, not the new one. It's I think they've re-put it on something.
But I don't know.
I'm not mistaken.
But it's watching the real McCoy, I would still catch joke today.
Yeah, those type of things. Yes, those are like timeless shows. Desmond's time. Like I've watched Desmond since it's been on Netflix. Like I've watched the whole thing at least twice already now. Like you
And
can just go back, like
and
you
don't have
appreciate
to,
it more as
and
an
you don't have to
adult.
pay attention to it.
Don't
You
have
just
to.
you just hear it in the
Yeah.
background.
You don't have to, and I feel like you appreciate it more as an adult. But maybe when I was younger, I would watch it, catch two jokes from there. Certain jokes will obviously go over our head. We don't even get.
Yeah, I think Desmond's, even though our parents weren't that old, a lot of it we laughed at because of the generational thing.
Generation thing, yes.
But now we're older, we're like, nah, but pork pie was actually a...
It was good.
And
Pork pie, Matthew. Them man, they like.
But now we understand
we're
stereotypes. Do you
real
know how,
yeah.
do you know how bad that was? Like, Michael Ambrose.
Being the posh black coconut, you like.
But he wasn't really posh. He was from Peckham as well.
Sometimes you'll just bring out the accent and be like, yo, you'll show you that, hey, I'm still a buy.
Man like Lee, the wheeler and dealer. Like,
the little one white barber. Like,
oh, what was his name? Tony. And the Donny that was always on the payphone.
Oh, bro. You know, I clocked. I was like, this guy is actually on the payphone every episode. He's just there in the background on the phone.
Certain episodes, just about to run about the show. Like, come on, the show, come on, the team, come on. Like, he did.
Every episode without fail, he's there on the phone.
But it's like, where are those actors now? The whole Desmond's cast. Okay, Desmond died.
Desmond's died. Matthew's dead.
Yeah. Pork Pie is still alive somewhere, but he's hella old. He was old back then.
Now. Yeah, they was like, what, in their 50s then?
But even the kids, Gloria, all of them.
I think I was reading the other day, what's his name?
What, the son, Sean?
Yeah, Sean. I think he's apparently a teacher now or something. Like he teaches. I don't know about Gloria. The white girl, what was her name?
Oh,
she was Polly from The Bill, innit?
Yes.
So she obviously went on to do that.
The Bill.
Bill.
If that came back, I'm watching it.
Yeah, The Bill was hard.
I need to see the feet walking. I need to see the feet. I need to see that. That I'll definitely sit there and watch The Bill for a minute.
Oh snap! Yeah.
Like I've done the Fresh Prince thing a million and one times.
You're gonna watch the
drama one.
Reunion thing.
What?
They're doing a reunion.
How?
We all got all of them back.
With the original Aunt Viv though.
The original Aunt Viv's coming back as well. So they're all like.
Or they squashed their beef now.
Must see, because he got her back. So they're all sitting down, just going over the show. It's like a 30-year anniversary type thing, isn't it?
Okay.
So they're going to sit in.
So they'd have to bring the old one, the new one. They would have to somehow incorporate them.
I think they starts off with the new Aunt Viv, and then there's like, when they done the trailer, there's like a scene with the old Aunt Viv just walks in, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
That's mad. That would be deep. But you see that drama, the drama version that they're trying to create. To be fair, I think it would be good if they played on the Philadelphia side of things, like how bad it was there and why he had to move, as opposed to the joke of him just coming.
But I think that's what makes Fresh Prince fresh, just the jokes of it. Like if it was too serious, I don't know.
We have to see. We have to see what they can do with it over time.
I mean, obviously, if it comes out, people are gonna watch it. But I ain't got high hopes for it.
You know, I had, speaking of these shows, I had a conversation like maybe a month ago about like how TV's changed, and when we was young, how much black programs were actually on TV in comparison to now. And we had a lot, you know. I'm talking, if we go back as far as Desmond's and The Real McCoy, and even when you start going to when you got Sky or cable, and you had the one-on-ones and the My Wife and Kids, Cosby Show way back, and
Cosby's.
So, and then all the spin-offs, A Different World, and all of these things, all the spin-offs that came from them. And we always saw, even if it wasn't English, we saw a family unit and we saw success within that black. Even Desmond's, he had his own shop.
His own business, his own shop.
His kids were in school, his son was a bank manager, everything calm. Like Fresh Prince, Uncle Phil, rich.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just rich, he was a lawyer.
Yeah.
And then Aunt Viv was an ex-teacher. She was a lecturer, but she used to be a dancer and all of those kind of things. You go back to the Cosby Show, 2 doctors, all their kids went to university.
Everyone was doing their thing.
And then the spin-offs was them in uni.
University, yeah.
Whereas now, the closest to that we have is Blackish.
Blackish is the closest we have to that at the moment. I'm trying to think of anything else. What's current right now, like a black show?
But that's what I'm saying. We don't have current black shows. Everything we did, even Sister like we was talking, as much as the parents went together because of the adoption thing. They lived under one roof. There was a mum and a dad. The sisters were there. They went through school. They went to college. They had the traditional kind of upbringing.
It was proper, yeah.
One-on-one, even though he was a single dad. He still, that showed a different
There was
dynamic.
a different dynamic of just being that
all
black
of us
man raising his family by himself.
Exactly. All of us. My wife and kids, traditional family unit. Like
And even with all of us was the dynamic where
it was the
it was
ex-wife.
the ex-wife and there was co-parenting with the new wife and that was
But
proper.
now, if you look at the shows that the kids are watching,
There isn't, like, what is there right now?
it's utter nonsense. Like when I watch like my sons, what they watch on Netflix, it's all of these like little either high school drama-y things
Yeah.
where nothing makes no sense, or they're trying to push some sort of gay agenda or trans agenda or something that, I mean, to each their own, but it don't sit right with me. So then when I clock anything, yo, switch that off. I'm not trying to normalize it in your mind. So switch that off. But we don't have nothing. We don't have nothing at all.
I'm proper trying to rack my brain.
Like if we go back in time, we had show after show after show after show with black people. Like if you was into American shows, you even had Urkel and all of them things there back in the day. We don't have nothing no more. We had In the House with LL Cool J, hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Mr. Cooper. That was a good show, you know.
Like all of them.
Snap. Yeah, America did their thing when it came to shows still.
England, we didn't have many shows, but
the ones we did have though were good.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. But now, is there even an English show now?
What, like
a black, like proper, like a current one now,
a black show? No.
or in recent years?
Black family? No. Most of them would be like they would be, what's the word? They're taking the piss out of the stereotypes. So you had like the Little Miss Jocelyn's and all of these kind of sketch shows.
No, not the sketch shows, like a proper sitcom type black family show. There's been nothing recently in the UK, has there?
Nah, not recently. We're pushing more the agenda of the Top Boys and stuff like that. The gangster lifestyle.
Yeah, that's, if anything, that's what's coming out now. It is more on that side, isn't it? More of the gangster, the Shiro stories and the...
Which, don't get me wrong, the
good.
world is in a bit of a state, so they are reflecting where we are right now. But yeah, there's nothing that you can say, you know what, of an evening, me and the kids can sit down and watch it, and it's English, it's relatable.
Yeah.
There's a car that we recognize, a house that we recognize. It's nothing. Everything is America. So now you start seeing the kids are even using American vocabulary. My daughter said things like store and butt. Like, oh my God, sit on your butt.
As well.
What are you talking about? But it's YouTube or all of these things. That's where they're getting their influence from.
Yeah, it's mad still. Because even like that American show Girlfriends, I think came out on Friday. I've never seen it before when it came out, so this is literally my first time watching it, and like it's proper sick still. Like even like the subjects they were covering back then is like
Nah, Girlfriends was good because the mix of the bougie one,
the mix. You got the bougie one. You got like the mum of the group.
the
You got the little scatty one that's just like free spirit, all over
young
the
hippie
place.
thing,
yeah.
and but it was 4 black women, one house. They got the brethren that came in.
Yes, the what's his name? Is it William?
Yeah, weirdo. I'm sorry, he was a weirdo.
He was.
He's a full weirdo. But even the fact that you could have all of that dynamic. Remember, we had the Parkers,
The Parkers.
Moesha.
That's coming to Netflix soon as well, Moesha.
But this is it. And think about it, you had a man like Q, who is Onyx.
Hood.
The hoodest of hood.
In a sitcom, a family sitcom.
The Bernie Mac show.
Very, very good show. That as well, again, even just the storyline.
Him taking in his family.
Like,
everything was towards positive
it's
black
all positive
images.
of people.
Look,
being
look at the
units
Parkers. Mum and
coming
daughter
together.
have gone to college together. I mean, don't get me wrong. Monique, the sexual harassment levels was nuts. You see her, Professor Ogilvy.
Me Too thing with it. Boy, if that was now.
She harassed this man on a level that has not been seen.
Hey.
But when you look back, yeah, I know comedy was a lot different. And this whole Me Too era and stuff, not to push it to a side, but it's made everyone real sensitive. But back in the day, they pushed bare agendas. Like, and bare limits. Like what you said earlier, now you think about it, Roger, sister.
Bruv, when I watch it, there's a couple of scenes and I'm proper like uneasy watching it. I'm like, yo, this guy's a proper predator, like he's moving mad.
But a lot of them were. All right, prime example, Jazz in Fresh Prince.
But you know what, for I feel Jazz was more persistent than anything, innit?
Yeah, but it was mad creepy.
It was creepy.
Like he would turn up. Hillary's got a whole boyfriend. He's like, I don't like, but his one was more than love. Like, I just want to be with you. I don't want to touch you. I want to love you.
Roger's thing was mad because, like, and as well, he's a child. He's actually a child. At least Jazz and them are adult. He's a child, and he's like talking about being naked. I just want to be naked. I just want to touch you and all them things. I'm like, bro, like, and when I'm thinking like, yo, these shows were like on Trouble. Was it Trouble or No, it was on Nickelodeon, Sister, innit?
I believe so, yeah.
So I'm thinking, raw, is this what little youths were listening to and watching? Like, these little boys basically harass these two little girls.
Yeah, but cartoons used to do that.
Bro, like, look at that post we put on the podcast page the other day.
Which one?
With the meme, and it's like, what's the meme? Hold on. And it was like, girls saying, I don't normally do this. And then it's got the seagull from is it what cartoon is it from again? Hold on.
The seagull.
Hold on.
I bet it is. Hold on.
Where is it? This one. What's this seagull from?
Resist this.
Where is it? Oh, the penguin from
Where is he from? Is it Madagascar?
Yeah.
Is it Madagascar?
Yeah.
So when I'm like, nah, bruv. This is definitely like
it's questionable. Yeah, it's questionable. It's very questionable. But
these are what you start watching.
But look, we used to watch Pepe Le Pew, fam.
Yeah.
He was the original rapist. Them man, they used to hide in the bush. He would talk to the gal, should say no. He would hide in the bush and jump. Hold on, but look how sexual Space Jam was with Lola Bunny came true.
Yeah. Yeah. But
what?
Yeah.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Well, was he framed Roger Rabbit actually a children's thing though, or is it more of?
I mean, it was. I think it was the first crossover animation-y thing. But nevertheless, kids watched it. We watched it as kids.
Yeah, I watched it as a kid.
And his gal was on a madness.
She was on a madness. That was a very, very sexual for cartoon characters.
But this is what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of very subtle, like predatorish undertones in bare kid shows.
I was proper thinking that the other day with Roger. I even tweeted, I was like, nah, this guy's moving mad. I was thinking, I wonder if, like, you know when you watch it and you're like, obviously we were young watching now, I'm thinking, I wonder if that influenced certain man, like, you know, like seeing all these type of, because I'm sure it weren't just that show, it must have been in other things as well. And then seeing it as a young age, does it influence the way you act?
As I think we were a lot more innocent back in the day, so we didn't see it as anything. We just saw it as Roger.
Just likes his girl.
Yeah, go home, Roger.
But then do you not think, like, obviously seeing him say, oh, I just want to touch you. Obviously in our heads, we're not seeing anything wrong with it because we're young. We're seeing innocence in it. But in that, we might then repeat that behavior, thinking it's innocent and thinking it's just us showing that we like a girl.
I can't speak for anyone else, but nah, because if you say it came out in 94, I was 7. I think I was still in the era of girls.
Yeah.
So I don't think I was in that mindset to even look at it and be like, I'm gonna try that when I go to school tomorrow or anything of the sort.
Because girls would just urge to you in general, innit? You didn't want to be
at that age. You were to play computer and go outside. You didn't
maybe
really
for
care.
older guys watching it might maybe slightly more towards the 11 and 12 year olds maybe watching it. Maybe
it might have, but I just feel like because we didn't really have internet and social media and all of those things like that. We were just a lot more innocent in even how we looked at things.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't think we even picked up on these little subtle things.
We were a bit more sheltered back then, innit? We weren't out there. We weren't in these streets like how these kids are in these streets right now.
Yeah, that. Because we like think about it. Even up until probably secondary school, like early times, you wanted to go outside, like go knock for your brethren.
Yeah.
Like watching these shows were kind of like, all right, cool, I'm in for the evening.
After school.
Yeah, let me watch something.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a religious, where these kids got shows there religiously on.
Yeah, because we wouldn't watch it in sequence. We would just catch it. We'd just randomly like
whenever it came
here, then we'd watch episode 15.
Yeah, I think things like Sister was more for girls. They would come home and need to watch
religiously.
Yeah. It never affected me like that.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking. I was like, I wonder if because I was sitting there as an adult watching it. I was like, oh, nah, this is all mad. Still, Roger was actually moving on. He was on crud.
Well, do you feel like that reflects his current life?
Whoa.
Now that he's, what is it? He's like 20 odd years older than his wife.
You know what? When I was watching it and I was seeing how he was, I was like, yeah, well, look at him now type of thing. It's not, I don't know.
But this is it. Does it shock you?
It doesn't shock me.
Even though it was a part he was playing, does it even surprise you slightly?
No, because he played that part. Then he was in Immature. Gal was on him from early. Then he was...
So I think he
doing the solo thing.
He had so much female attention. He probably thought that everyone must be on this, even though it was a role that they wrote for him. But they had to incorporate some of him into the role.
Yeah, you're gonna take advantage if he's also this guy who's Marcus Houston, who's in a boy band called Immature, and all the girls love him. They're gonna play on that as well, innit?
Yeah, to a certain degree.
So, yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, he's probably had girls throwing themselves on him from God knows how old he was.
Yeah, Sisters is not my thing. I'm sorry. It's just
I enjoy,
Moesha's gonna be my
Lisa and Ray. That's what I love.
Lisa's hilarious.
Lisa is hilarious. It makes you realize how much she actually carried that show. When I'm looking at it now, I'm like,
she had a lot of little catchphrases and little subtle. Like she was very sarcastic,
Very sarcastic, very quick, very witty,
and very loud.
Hilarious.
Very, very loud as well. But she was like the stereotypical American mum.
Yeah.
And the dad, he was very reserved
and posh. And
I always thought they was gonna get together though.
Everybody did. It was like a thing where they had that chemistry.
They did for a period. Yeah. They did date, and then it was like, nah.
They didn't want to. I don't think they wanted to risk
the friendship
not working. Yeah. And then it's like,
everyone separated.
Yeah.
But what shocked me, is after all the years of them being in the same house, it was still Mum and Ray or Dad and Lisa. It never became Mum and Dad.
Yeah.
And I was like, but why?
It wouldn't. It would become weird after a while, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's the roles.
How they lived.
Remember, they met their real dad. Their real mum's dead. Yeah, their real dad was a white guy that was a painter or something. Yeah. So, and they accepted that. So it's like, why not?
I don't know, I think it just, when you become used to doing something for so long, it's just like, nah, you're Ray, you're Lisa, you're Dad, you're Mum. Let's keep it as that.
I don't know.
Let's not complicate it.
Yeah, I guess so. And they met as what, young teenagers, isn't it?
Teenagers.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ways. If they was a bit younger and they met, then it probably naturally would turn into a mum and a dad thing. No,
but those shows were good in regards to even how they crossed over. Like when their little brother TJ came in as the genius.
Yeah. And he was even watching it back now, he made appearances in certain episodes as like extras and.
Yeah, but he was their tutor. He was a genius.
He was a tutor in one of them.
Who came as their tutor.
One of them, he was in like a Christmas episode and he was just playing like a little boy that was sitting on Santa's lap. Like, so they kind of bring him in here and there.
And then what is it called when they refer to another show by its name in a different show? So it's like they introduced him and it goes, yeah, man, he's just a smart guy. There's a term for that though.
I don't know. You know what? They do that in Family Guy a lot.
They refer to American Dad.
Yeah.
In Family Guy, they refer to The Simpsons.
I can't remember what you call it, but yeah, you're right.
There's a terminology for it, but I've noticed they do it here and there
Yeah.
when they do the crossovers. But even that, look at that. That's a family that smart guy.
was a real
Single
good
dad,
program.
3 kids.
3 kids, 2 sons and a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a really good program. I enjoyed that.
Smart guy was my show.
Smart guy.
And then obviously you had the brethren. But
Mo.
yeah. Mo, listen,
He was a G.
he was so underrated.
Underrated.
Mo was actually one of the best supporting actors.
One of the best.
You could
I'm saying,
think
it's like the supporting. You get to respect the support, like Lisa's, the Mo's, even
Dwayne in one-on-one.
Dwayne in one-on-one.
He
Funny as
legend.
fuck. Funny. Like he was way funnier than Flex.
But I watched
Funny.
the interview on him, and he was like, he never, as much as he wanted to act, he understood the concept of, like, if I letting you shine makes me shine. So you're the star, but my job is to assist your shine.
Yeah.
And in that, it's like there was a lot of things he wasn't meant to be there as much as he was,
Okay.
but because of his character, there was like, yeah, bring him.
working type
Yeah,
thing,
bring
yeah.
him, bring him. And then he had all, but they kind of fall away. Like once their kind of lead show goes,
That's it. You don't hear from them again. They don't get nothing again.
like Ray and Lisa, where have you ever seen them again after Sister
as
Sister?
well, I found out as well. Ray in real life is married to Aunt Viv in Fresh Prince.
Which Aunt Viv?
The light skinned Aunt Viv.
Swear.
Married. They were actually
Raw.
they were actually married while doing both the shows.
Raw.
Yeah. Because obviously when these shows come, you're like, yo, you want to see where they are now?
And then
And I'm looking at Ray, I'm like, Ray's wife. I'm like, this woman looks familiar. You know, you click on the link, you're like, it's Aunt Viv. Fuck off. Aunt
bad.
Viv.
That raw.
Yeah.
As-
She's married to
oh.
Aunt Viv.
That's a difference still. I didn't expect that one.
So yeah, your wife is in Fresh Prince and you're doing Sister Sister. It's
Well,
crazy.
there was a lot more black actors back in them days.
A lot. They were doing
Actually, was there more, or was there just more opportunities for
I think
them,
there's probably the same amount, but the opportunities ain't there probably like they are now.
or the good opportunities? Because now we have to play drug dealer number 1 and drug dealer number 2 in the movie, and
Yeah, we're not getting the full scope of all the
Yeah,
roles
we're-
type of thing. It's
but even back in the day, we played repeat roles like Best Man Holiday, all these movies, The Brothers, The Wood, Juice.
Yeah.
Like
it's like there's phases in it.
yeah.
Like it's gonna be a family thing, then it's gonna be like a brotherhood coming up together type thing. Then it's gonna be a hood thing, gangster thing. It's
Listen,
like
but there's certain movies I will watch them repeat. Love and Basketball,
bad boy film.
The Wood.
The Wood is a bad boy film.
Brothers, not so much. Once in a while with Brothers.
Brothers is okay. It's not on the same levels as The Wood and Love.
No. And
Best Man.
Boys in the Hood.
That's good. Boys in the Hood obviously is a classic.
I have to be in the mood for Don't Be a Menace. For Menace to Society, sorry.
Yeah, Menace to Society. I was like,
That's a
I
bit
haven't watched
graphic.
that as much. Yeah, it's very, very graphic.
It's a bit too
you gotta
much,
be in the
eh?
mood to be watching
Yeah.
all that shit.
That one. Don't Be a Menace. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can watch that.
You know,
That's
that's the
little.
funny. That's the one taking the piss out of all of them.
Yeah.
So you gotta watch that.
So, but there's certain ones that put them on any time of any day.
Watch it.
I'm watching it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like even like old school Martin Lawrence and old school like Chris Tucker movies. Like what's the Chris Tucker movies? Him, Charlie Sheen,
More Money.
More Money. Like those type of films.
Classics.
Timeless.
But when I look back now, Chris Tucker played the same person in every movie.
Same man.
But now Kevin Hart does it. I find it irritating that he's the same guy in every movie.
Chris was good at it. I think Kevin Hart's very corny. He comes across corny. It's like, all right, it worked the first 3 times. Now it's
Like he's the same guy.
Yeah.
And Tiffany Haddish, she's the same person in every
type of character.
single
Yeah.
movie.
I like Tiffany, but yeah, I think she probably needs to.
Like she is like the worst version of a black woman in every movie.
She's always the hood, ghetto, loud one.
Like what was the one where she came out of jail and she went to stay with her sister? Blood, she came out, was beating Michael Blackson
car.
in the car straight away. And then she went and worked in the coffee shop. I was trying to clock the manager.
I think it was, Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She tried to clout him straight away. Like, I don't understand.
Hey, what's that film called?
And
If you know the name of that film, put that in the comments.
And she called cheaters on her sister. It was so many things that was just so ghetto. And what was the movie where she was with Cat Williams and he goes, and Cat's in jail.
Was a visitor in-
And
What's that called again?
and he goes, that baby is from the mountains of Caucasus.
That's the white baby with the glasses.
Yeah.
That's from the mountains of Caucasus.
Like, think about
Hey, nah, it's true. She
Tiffany
plays the
Haddish, and that's why Marlon Wayans. Did you see that interview where she was like, "Why have you never cast me? Like I've known you for so long," and he goes, "You was always on 10. Like it was just too much. Like you was always doing too much.
Yeah.
You just need to bring it down a little bit, and you'll be good."
Because she used to be in, I don't know if there's a show called The Carmichael Show.
I heard about it, but I
Very,
never
very
watched
good
it.
show. Good show.
I never watched it.
It was her, a guy called Gerard Carmichael, and you know the guy, I forgot his name, but he was in Get Out. He was the brethren that was on the phone to, you know, the little chubby brethren with the glasses.
Oh, Lil Rel.
Lil Rel, he was in it. Like it's a very good show, very, very good show. But she was in that as well, and she's playing the same type of thing. That's where she kind of got a break from that.
Okay.
She started then doing other movies through that, innit? Yeah.
Nah, there's no layers to these people no more. It's just this one thing.
Same one track record type thing, innit?
But you know what? If it works,
If it works, it works.
And you're
Just
getting
paying
paid.
bills. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Nah, dude.
Man.
Bear shows, they're good, man.
Still running, so fuck it. Man, flames, man. No, leave it in there.
To license it.